Yeah, hello everyone. So today we're going to talk about five simple strategies to generate massive leads in exhibitions. So anyone who's participating in exhibitions and trade shows, what exactly is the opportunity size for that? So currently, as of now, there are more than 170 trade shows and exhibitions happening in UAE and about 13,000 trade shows happening in US and Canada alone. This accounts for roughly 40% of the whole exhibition. So the amount of exhibitions that and trade shows that happen will be like more than like 30,000, more than 30,000 per year. So these exhibitions, they are all in different categories. It can be properties, construction show, AI, automotive, software, etc. So you just name it, and there's an exhibition and trade shows for anything. So whatever business you are in, it's good amount of chance that this will definitely be covered in an exhibition. And if you count for like all the business events, there are more than 2 million business events happening every year. So this is a chance for at a networking, it can be a conference, it can be a chance to show your product, showcasing, etc. So these are like, if you combine all the trade shows, conferences that are happening, there are more than 2 million of them worldwide happening every year, and the numbers keeps on increasing. Every single year, the amount of exhibitions and trade shows keep on surpassing every single year. So now this also means that even the number of participants that are taking taking part in this trade shows are also increasing. So this means that not just the market size, but even your competition size is increasing, which is one of the main reasons that I've started this video. That is different strategies that we can use to win the exhibitions. So finally, why exhibitions are even important? Studies have shown that six prospects in the exhibition is equivalent to sending 200 emails to the prospects. So that is actually 3,000% better ROI than email marketing. In email marketing, nobody sees your face. It's just a, a connection of text and images. But in the trade shows, you connect people directly. There's a human element of interaction. So it's like you're not talking to anyone cold. You're talking to someone who's warm enough and someone who has already taken time to understand your ideas and he's been touched by your brand. So exhibition marketing is 300 times better ROI than email marketing. About 79% of attendance make, make this it help the try. Sorry, so the exhibitions help 79% of attendance to make a purchase decision. So that means that people who come for exhibition, they're highly targeted people. They have a certain level of problem, they have certain level of interest in this particular niche, and so these people they already have a problem and they are looking for possible solutions. So that means that this is highly targeted individuals, and if anyone who's you're going to be meeting at a trade show, they have a high chance of converting to a customer. About 74% of consumers are likely to buy a product after seeing it in a trade shows. So trade shows they are amazing way to create brand awareness also. If you have created something new product or some new kind of service, trade trade shows is a great way to like test the market and then do the market study and see like what people how customers react to the services that you have to offer. In fact, like a lot of people they end up making purchase decisions later based on the trade shows that they are into it. So this is actually a great place, for consumer related items, so even like high end items, luxury items, etc. About the ROI of exhibition expenditure is being roughly considered as 4:1. So it's like if you spend 25% of the expenditure and then you get 75% of the back, which makes sense for big industrial companies. You just need like if you're a large like B2B business, and if you're like a corporate, and then you need some few amount of clients are enough to like break even the exhibition expenditure. That's assuming that if you are selling like high end items. So there's like a positive ROI in exhibitions, which is actually the main reason why people keep on participating in the trade shows. So converting an exhibition lead is 38% less expensive compared to the sales call. Now the reason is simple is that the person whom you meet in exhibitions, there's like a human touch and they are like they have become warm prospects. Unlike the sales call or online calls where people are still in the cold phase. They don't know much about your business and everything. But in the exhibitions, they learn about your business, what have you showcased and everything. So it makes easier to convert prospects that are in the trade shows compared to a normal sales call or online appointments. About 5 to 10% of the trade show leads can convert. So 5 to 10% is a big number, and it means 1 in 10 people that you meet in trade shows, they are likely to con- be your potential customers. And if you compare it with email marketing or other type of marketing, it can be like numbers can be like 3%, 2%, and then 4%. But exhibition marketing can reach up till 10%. About 46% of attendees are at the final stage of their buying decision. So this means like if you consider people who are starting the customer journey from awareness to purchase decision, about half of them have already reached the bottom of the sales funnel. So about half of the people are already in the stage of buying mode, and that's a big opportunity because the the more people you meet in the trade shows, the more people you attract, the more conversions and sales you'll end up making. So, and 46% are highly targeted. This means that 46% of individuals are highly targeted individuals who only have a problem and something that you can help solve it. So, all the numbers they look great. However, when it comes to exhibition, there's marketers are still facing a lot of problems. Unfortunately, only 6% of exhibitors are confident in their skill to convert a trade show lead. So that means that's only a margin, small amount of people they have confidence in their skills to convert the trade show leads, which is actually strange, but and it's actually pretty alarming. So this that means like your team members, majority of the time, they might not be confident to convert the trade shows leads. Now, why would that be? I think that's more likely to do with the competition that's people are facing. In the exhibitions, there are huge companies with huge stall, which end up like overshadowing other smaller companies. So that could be one of the reasons why the confidence of the exhibitors, most of the exhibitors, is less because they have to compete with much stronger companies with people with bigger stalls in the exhibitions. About 30% of marketers believe they only got low value leads in exhibitions. Now this has something to do with like the amount of footfall that you have. The more people you attract, the more better chances of you having the leads. But when it comes to exhibition, there's so many stalls and it's easy to get lost in the crowd. So there has to be like a differentiating factor in such a way that people end up knowing more about your business. They can so they can get a confidence that you can solve the problem. About 20% of marketers feel they are getting overshadowed by larger players. So this is what I said something in the first point. About one fourth of companies feel that they are not able to compete with much bigger brands, much people with higher budget, higher, more advanced stalls in the exhibitions. So, people, there are companies with millions of dollars in budget and they spend so much in the stall design and the technology design and everything so that it ends up like destroying the competition. So people with big companies with big budget have an advantage of space, the amount of space they can take, and that's one of the reasons why marketers are being pressurized because they get overshadowed by other stronger companies. So we have seen the opportunities and the problems, but what is the solution? The only solution is that we need to use strategies to win the competition. And I'm not saying that you have to spend millions of dollars to end up doing it because if that was the case, it would be much easier. However, We have to find a way to have the best ROI of our investments. So we use different cost-effective strategies that you can implement in the exhibition that will give you a leverage compared to much bigger companies. So now, who am I? My name is Sultan Moviwala, and I am managing partner at Mokoma Tech. We usually create scale models, architecture models for companies which elevate their marketing, especially when it comes to exhibitions, sales, presentations, etc. So now, why am I the one giving this consultation, making this video? The main reason is that we have created so many models for exhibitions. We have talked with so many clients of how the model should be in such a way that it attracts and captivates people's attention. So most of my clients, they have been using my models to participate in their trade shows, and based on that, I decided to do a study. Studies both from practical as well as theoretical point of view, and I decided to dig more into this subject to see create to find resources and see how I can help my clients more better in the situations. So that's why part of my experience comes from participating in with other companies in the trade shows when I was a full-time employee in other companies, and I saw what they have done to implement strategies which made them the most crowded stalls or in the exhibition. And part of it is comes from few years of being in Macomatic where we end up creating models, working with clients who directly use our product to participate in the exhibition. So it's a mix of theory and practical. And this is why I made this guide so I can help my clients to win the exhibitions. So our journey, we started as a 3D printing company. So typical story from we started from my apartment where I just had one machine. Then we started giving service on demand, and then it moved to three machines. It became a home manufacturing, and then sooner or later we end up reaching at the creating our own facility down the line. So now what do we do? So now we are a model company. We create miniatures for people so they can elevate their marketing and sales. We make two types of model. One is larger miniatures and larger miniatures either for exhibitions or sales presentations or for branding. Other type of miniatures we make is luxury small luxury gifting items which people can produce at a scale. So both of these, whether it's a small or big, both of these increases your marketing. So now what? So let's start. So what is the first strategy? The first strategy is when starts before even the exhibition begins. So what do I mean by spreading awareness before event? What I'm trying to say is that before the event is launched, we need to start the awareness campaign, which makes people know that you are being participating in exhibition and it creates an anticipation. So the first problem is like people have limited amount of time when it comes to trade shows and exhibitions. So if one person cannot see each and every stall, that's beyond the human limits. A person might end up staying maybe like maximum 3 to 4 hours in an event, or maybe like 6 hours, or just maximum by one day, morning to evening. Even while the exhibition can go for 3 to 4 days. So every attendee that comes to exhibition, they have a time limit, and that's why what they do is they find companies which is worth their time, and many of the serious buyers, many of the serious customers, they end up researching the companies in advance, some of them, so that they know that I have to meet these few people, I have to go to these stall, this particular company, that company. So they only when they come to the exhibition, many people they already have certain companies in their mind and they end up looking for them and they meet these particular companies. So that's why the first step is before even the exhibition begin, you have to start create a marketing campaign which makes people attending know that you are presenting with something unique, with something new idea, So that will make people want to visit your stall even before the exhibition begins. In fact, about 78% of exhibitors consider social media as a powerful channel to showcase their trade show activities. So when it comes, so the marketing campaign doesn't just end before as soon as the exhibition starts. Even while the exhibition is ongoing, you can keep posting contents, reels, whether in Instagram, Facebook. So it makes so people who are going to be attending next time they'll also be aware about these things. And LinkedIn and Facebook, are especially like good platforms. I've seen even company, my client's company, they even post on TikTok and everything. But the idea is to spread awareness as much as you can that you are in the exhibition and you have something unique to offer. About 61% business use social media to advertise their participation in an upcoming trade show. So you can see that if you are not the one in this statistic, your competitors are already using these strategies to make sure that they get more and more visitors looking forward to their stall. So that, and especially when it comes to marketing, Facebook, Instagram, and these social media platforms have great targeting features. So you can like target, you can already like find people who are already looking forward to attending the exhibition, and you can market those targeted individuals, and you can make sure that it creates an anticipation even before the exhibition starts and even when the exhibition is ongoing. So this is one of the ways where you can increase the number of footfalls and engagement on your stall. Okay, second strategy is spreading freebies. So what I mean is these are like merchandising of your product. It can be like you can take either USB, or it can be a small booklet with your logo on it. So what this does is it creates like a marketing for you on inside a trade show, and you know that people love getting for the freebies from stalls. So what happens is that you, a lot of people will come to your stall for these kind of things. But when other people see these happening, they believe that oh, there's a lot of engagement and a lot of social feel that this particular stall is in demand. So that means like it is once the initial people come over there, it attracts more and more people, not just with word of mouth, and even not just with word of mouth, but even people like to follow other people. So if like 10 people already come to a stall to get this thing, and when other people see that the stall is crowded, it makes them want to visit your stall even more. So giving giveaway is a much easier way to do to increase the number of footfall on your exhibition stall. In fact, 38% of people already remember that they have received these particular items from your company. So you can see that about 52% attendees are attracted to exhibitors who provide freebies or giveaways. So this thing is also statistically proved already that about 50% of your you can increase your footfall in your stall by 50% just by giving a low cost freebies. About 30% of attendees use the item received in trade shows. So what this happens is like if once people get the item, they end up using it later. It keeps them in their mind. Like they might keep on seeing the logos of the company a few times, and maybe those customers might not be already in the purchase decision yet. However, if they keep on using the product, and when there is a problem that arises, those customers will be likely to remember you and will book an appointment with you. So this is like great long term marketing where it can even feel like word of mouth marketing where one person tells the other like this is the kind of gift I got. This is from this particular company, and then they end up you become like a topic of conversations. So that means the more gift you give in the event, the more remembrance and word of marketing it creates for you in the long term. So one pro tip, like how to make sure that you don't end up the gifting doesn't end up becoming too expensive. So you should have two type of gift. One is a low cost gifting item like the USB, the booklet, the bags, The bags are especially useful because if the bag has your branding on it, and if people carry your bag in the exhibition, even other people walking on can see your brand written on the bag, and then they end up might looking for your company particularly. So have two kind of gift. One is a low cost gift, one is the high end gift. These Save these high end gift for VIPs or VVIPs whom you're looking to connect specially. So the low cost gift is for general audience just to increase the number of footfall and create like a social engagement, which ends up attracting even more people to the stall. The high end models gift can be like for the VIPs, like whom you want to connect specially and do the networking, and this could be like the ideal, could be like someone from the media or someone from like influential person who is visiting, the kind of people who has cameras behind him. So to attract these people and make them like your part of your business, or like a client, have like a high-end gift, so they'll end up like remembering you much more, and creates a bond. Invite journalist and speaker. One One of the good when I visited the last few stalls, especially Jitex in Dubai, I could see like where were this there were speakers giving a speech. Those places had the highest number of crowds, and that means like people over there, they're looking for information. So before they end up becoming your customers, you need to add some values. You need to add some you need to tell them like what kind of things you offer, what kind of problems they face, and what kinds of innovations have been brought up by your company. And this can be on any topic. You can even make your employees be the speaker, or you can even invite someone influential to give a speech. So whatever it is, but if you if you create this system where you can have speakers giving speeches in your exhibition stalls, and that's going to attract a wide variety of people. It can also like convert a lot of people and generate huge amount of leads just from that. And you can use that same content as a marketing on YouTube in social media, so that's even more marketing for you. Now, last and not the least is to have an impressive sales tool. So when it comes to exhibitions and events, companies invest a lot in tools and miniature models. And why do people do that? Because that is like the best way to showcase something important. If you explain to someone like, hey, I have my company builds chemical factories, and you might end up showing them videos and photos and stuff, but nothing beats but just by having nothing beats miniature models. Those are your ultimate sales tool. It creates like the wow effect for people who end up seeing. So you can just see one of the miniature models we made for company is this company creates creates chemical factories for others. So just by keeping this model over you, your future customers can visualize how your final product will look like. So this is the power of having miniature models. It sells on your behalf. It's like having a sales machine. And even if your sales people are not present over there, these miniatures will end up attracting more people just by being in that particular place. People out of curiosity, people will be like, oh, what is this miniature does? What are these things? So it helps you. It makes for a much better sales tool, say a sales presentation, and even like attracts more people to a footfall. In fact, this is like one of the most important differentiators that you can create. This can be a difference between like fighting against a bigger brand with millions of budgets, and even like having a huge amount of stall design, while you invest in the miniature of the product, so that it differentiates you from the competition, and it ends up attracting the people who are just passing by into like converting visitors into prospects, and it converts prospects into customers. In fact, one of the story was when I worked at one of the companies called Vegitech. I created a small miniature uh, version of a home farming kit, and I kept the home farming kit in the exhibition. So when on the very first day, so a person who was looking for a home farming kit, he immediately approached me and he opened his wallet saying, I want to buy this now. I had to convince him that it's a prototype, and I took his leads, took their contact info. But you can see like the people, a person, as soon as he saw the model which I had, they were immediately ready to buy this thing. So this is the power of having miniature models, and it just sells on your behalf without you doing anything. So why have more miniatures of your product in the exhibition and showcasing? So it acts as the initial sales pitch before the full scale solution. So let's say that you have have a yacht, you sell yachts or shipped products, and you are like a ship manufacturing, or even like a real estate company that creates like buildings, and you have a property. So before now the thing is you can't bring these industrial products inside the exhibition because it's not possible to bring such a big item inside it. So the only way is to create that you can promote that your idea in a smaller version, which you can just transport easily inside the stall. So when people come and they look at this idea, if they're interested, then they can go and look at your full scale solution, which is like visit once they if you like the miniature of your ship or your building, then it will make them want to learn more about your building or ship, and then that's the point where you can bring them to the actual building or bring them an actual final product at a later stage. So this creates an so miniatures creates like the very first impression. It helps you to filter your clients. Anyone who's if somebody has shown interest in the miniature, then they are likely to show an interest in a bigger solution, and will end up having a sales conversation and learn more about your product later on. So that is like your first sales pitch. Since you can't bring industrial models, big models in the trade show, this is the best way like to showcase your idea. Yeah, so like when it comes to trade show, you can't bring huge industrial items. So instead of like taking the headache of showcasing or maybe like creating video content and all everything, it's much easier to just shoot a miniature of your product because miniatures are small in size. They're easy to transport. So it removes the logistics of and the hassle of just sending a having a whole industrial items over there. So instead of having a huge industrial items is still in the trade show, you can just bring a smaller version of your product and show it to a people, to your prospects who are interested. So a lot of ideas they are complicated, especially if you're in like a technical field, in an industrial field, or maybe even like wireless and IoT field. It's much harder to explain to people what it is. Like you can just keep on talking about it, and but people will end up losing their mind like with technical information. So it's much easier to just press a button and maybe like show the ideas or show the idea in the physical form instead of like explaining them, having a 10 minutes conversation of what you guys actually providing. So having a miniature is it makes it much easier to have a sales presentation because the model speaks for itself. With all the details inside the model, people can already understand like what this is about. Especially if I've seen one model where it was in like the field of IoT or and wireless technology. What they have done was they created some LED strips, LED line, and once you press a button, then the LED lights, the flow of light shows the connectivity of between different cities, different buildings. So it's an abstract way of a physical way of showing an abstract idea, like the flow of data from one place to another. So it makes the explanation much more easier. And if people can understand your idea in a much simpler way, then they are more likely to be your customers. So the good part about these sales tool and miniatures is that they you don't just use them in the exhibitions. These things are like long lasting, and when after the exhibition you put it in the office, and all the other future visitors and clients they end up coming to your office, and you can showcase the model that you have. So the exhibitions are not the only thing that you this can be used. These models, people after the exhibitions, they're being put it in the sales office, and then they end up like using this as a tool to convert more people. In fact, these they get used in multiple exhibitions for a few years. So this is actually like not just an investment for one event. This is actually a much long-lasting investment in your marketing for years to come. So anyone like just walk if anyone passes to a store which is like empty, which is photos, videos, it's not very impressive. But if anyone passes through a stall which has like a miniature of something unique, maybe like a plane, jet, or ship, then they'll that will make them stop walking and then try to make them like, learn more about the product. Now it's not always necessary that anyone who talks to you about your product will be your customers, like you all know. But this can create word of mouth marketing. If one person might end up doing, someone else will be interested in it, so they can if the say if your miniature is impressive in looking, it captivates people's attention, then people even post these things on Instagrams and Facebook and social media. So that ends up creating like much more viral. It creates a viral marketing for you, which itself like it's a your model is basically doing the marketing on your behalf without you doing anything. So that is the power of having a miniatures in the exhibition. So this is one of our core expertise. We build miniatures which help you to convert more, which help you to give more sales. So our when you create miniatures, our goal is to make sure that the model looks impressive and it explains your ideas in a much more effective way. So when we make models, these are some of the features that we have. We cover all the details, replicate each and every details possible when for of your building model or chemical plant, etc. So we try to replicate all the details. We put all good amount of LED lighting, which makes it look more impressive. We put acrylic covers, transparent covers around it so that your model doesn't get affected by dust, and it makes like the cleaning of the model much more easier. So once when we make a larger miniature model, something like more than 1 meter or 2 meter in size, we create a platform with your company branding so that even if a person walking far away can see, if see your model, they also automatically see your branding as well. And that ends up creating like great brand awareness. So suppose if the miniature is like small in size, let's say like 50 centimeter, if anyone needs help in transportation and make sure like going to different exhibitions don't end up like damaging the model. Then we create like a box structure. It can be a flight suitcase or MDF box to make sure that the carrying the model is much more easy process, and we don't want you to invest in a model only for it to be broken by someone throwing it down. So having a transportable box, it safeguards your investment and it makes the transportation from one place to another or even to a different country much more easier. So one unique thing that we do is we try to we actually add automation also. So we suppose you press a button and things start moving around, things start rotating around, or even like it shows the LED light color changes to a certain section. So it does create like a more interactive sales model. And when you present to other people, this dynamic nature creates a wow effect to your prospect. It create, so this elevates your brand experience and then it impresses your prospects. So, well, let's say like anyone who's come to is who will be coming from this video, they'll be having a bonus. The bonus is along with the larger miniature for your project, we'll also create like a smaller version of the miniature which you can keep it on the table. Consider this as a gift from our side. But and we this is actually like an example of what it looks like. We made a solar panel model for as a corporate gifting, meaning luxury gifting for customers. So this is a sample of it of how a solar panel with water tanker and all looks like. Later on, we made like 200 pieces of this thing so that he can give it to his other customers, which end up creating word of marketing for you. So having along with the larger model, we'll give this tabletop model for free of call. So when you send us an email or anything, just mention that you've reached us out through a YouTube channel from this video. So finally, if you're someone who is looking to elevate their marketing in trade shows or even just increasing their sales conversion from the prospects, and if somebody who wants to invest in sales and marketing, then book an appointment with us so that we can brainstorm solutions of how we can create miniature ideas for your project. And you can either book us from in by sending us an email, or even like there'll be a booking an appointment link which I'll put in either description or the comment of this video. Thank you for listening.